Hey, Lord Henry, welcome back. Haven't done it in a year. I forgot how much of a rush it is in between these two live streams to get things ready for the next one. I have, yeah, my personal playthrough. It's actually a good question because I haven't paid attention. I'm between the 3 hours on this one. I'm up to 12.2, so I spent 9.2 more hours in my off time, and that's why honestly I can't remember exactly where I am in this live stream. I think we're with Balara, kind of partway through deactivating the artifact in the Arlathan forest, but we'll find out here in a little bit. But yeah, I've got 9 hours or so in it. Most of those 9 hours were played on Sunday and Monday, so I haven't played it in a while. I've been really focused on a Minecraft modded pack that I'm beta testing. So I spent a lot of time this week in the middle of the week doing that, and then yesterday I played a bunch of Baldur's Gate 3 to make sure I had all of the sequencing right and all that sort of stuff. So I haven't played this since Tuesday, maybe Monday evening. So I know where I am in my personal playthrough a lot better than I know where this one is, but I'm sure once I get into it, it'll come back to me. But yeah, I'm still really enjoying it. One thing that I always liked about the Dragon Age games is kind of the puzzle aspect of it, as well as the straight combat aspect of it. It's got a lot more puzzle aspects to it than Mass Effect ever did. I really enjoyed those parts of Mass Effect as well, but this, I've really enjoyed that in it, and a few of the upcoming quest lines really delve into that quite a bit. So I've been really engrossed in it. Besides, the new character, or the character that you're going to meet next in the playthrough here is a really cool character. I really enjoy him. It's a lot of fun for me to do exploration and find stuff that is hidden. And hey, Ostomer, welcome. Oh, thanks for that. I appreciate it. Yeah, the exploration here, things are fairly linear right now. We're getting chances to explore kind of on the side as we go through a fairly linear set of quest lines while they introduce everybody here. I'm really looking forward to the time where I get more of that let's go back to this area and finish exploring it type of thing, which I'm starting to get into on my personal playthrough. But we won't get to this one in a while. There's probably 2 more weeks before we'll get any more free range exploration. It's going to be mainly exploring stuff that's opened up on a pathway that we have to linearly go through to get to an end goal. So, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to that as well. There's a lot of stuff that I've already taken notes on that I bypassed because it's been locked or unavailable. which I know is going to become available again, so I need to remember to come back to it and that sort of stuff. But yeah, Astamura, the Catherick fight was surprising to me, honestly. And that's probably because I underestimated how much damage can be done with Astarion. But he can really turn that fight into nothing as soon as you're able to get rid of him in one turn. So I was glad it worked out that way. The same way as me, like a kleptomaniac. Yeah, it's... my personal playthrough is a lot worse. Like I say, I'm skipping out on... I wouldn't say it's quite a bit of stuff. I would say there's probably a dozen or so stashes of gold and or crafting supplies hidden in crates and that sort of stuff that I haven't found here because I haven't been destroying every vase and every crate and every box that I do in my personal playthrough. But anything that's laying around on the ground that you can pick up, I've been picking up, and I'll continue to do that here. But yeah, it's my personal playthrough. I break everything, like I say, like we talked about last week. Vase, potters and wooden crate makers are making some money off of my playthrough because I just destroy everything. At the end of the day, when you're starting off a new game, you do not know how much of a use any individual item is going to be. Like the first time I played Honor Mode, I was like, holy cow, I need to steal everything. I need to take everything that isn't nailed down, because if I don't, I'm not going to be able to afford anything. And it's the same way with here. You just don't know how much the hardened wood crafting supply you're going to need until you start getting into portions of the game where you can upgrade your weapons. And then you see and you go, oh, okay. I probably need to be picking up as much of it as I can, because there's a lot of that that's going to happen. So but yeah, I'm still really, really enjoying the game so far. That's kind of funny because when I launch channel memberships, I'm going to be launching some custom emojis that go along with it. And one of those custom emojis is a Nat 1 die and one's a Nat 20 die. So I have no doubt that if I do get people that sign up for a channel membership, that as soon as I do something stupid in Dragon Age here, I'm going to get somebody throwing up a Nat 1 emoji in the chat. So you may not see a Nat 1 roll, but you will certainly still see me doing stupid stuff, and it will deserve a Nat 1 emoji response. I actually started going back to catalog my Nat 1s, and I started going through it, and I realized I've got a lot of Baldur's Gate 3 content to sort through to find my Nat 1s. I was going to do a kind of a compilation of my Nat 1s and my my comments either leading up to them or after they happened, and I started rewatching it. I was like, holy cow, I literally have thousands of hours of, or over 1,000 hours of gameplay footage I have to go back and watch. Yeah, Ostomer, I mean, I've encountered the portion of the game where people are complaining. Personally, I don't understand those complaints. I really don't. But I understand that everyone has their own opinions, and I'm very respectful of that. For me, I'm not going to get drawn into any of that simply because I don't understand. I have no reference for that anger, so I'm not going to get drawn into it and debate it or discuss it because I don't have a frame of reference there. So people can have their own opinions, and they're free to do that. You know, everyone here that watches the live stream is also free to have those opinions, and they're free to express those opinions. As we've always had in my chat, though, you know, our community is very respectful of each other, and I would expect that to keep going. I've only had to moderate one thing, I think, in the history of my live streams, because everyone's very respectful of that. But yeah, it does nothing in this game that I've experienced that is making some other people angry makes me angry, and that's why I still enjoy it, and that's why I'm going to continue playing it and live streaming it. So. Welcome, everyone, to today's live stream, episode number 2 of our Dragon Age the Veilguard Rogue gameplay series. I'm Commander Jorval, and I want to thank you for coming along on our journey today. So, on an admin note, there has been an update to the game this week, and those patch notes are online. You can go read them. They will show up on the side in the Steam launcher if you have purchased the game that way. And for the most part, it is bug fixes. Now, they say some of these things are bug fixes. Not entirely sure if all of them are actually bug fixes, because they have thrown some very generic things in here that I would call balancing, but I don't know if if it's a balancing note because it was bugged to begin with, and that sort of stuff, because it says specifically balance changes made to certain fights to match design intent. It doesn't say which fights, it doesn't say what balance was done, it doesn't say if there was a bug that went associated with it, but it's in the bug fixes category. So, not entirely sure what that means. And then there's also another very generic one, and this is an EA thing. I wish they didn't do it. But they don't give you details about any of these things. And it says balance changes made to several player skills. Again, you've listed that in the bug fixes section. I'm not entirely sure what that means because there is no explanation of it at all. EA, I wish they did a better job at doing that. Players, you get more backlash if you find out after the fact how badly you have nerfed something, if you don't come right out up front and tell people that you have nerfed it. Okay, and that's something that I'm surprised EA hasn't and BioWare haven't learned. You need to be more upfront with the changes that you've made, because people's builds can rely on those things. But for the most part, the other 90 things on this list, most of them are bug fixes, is what it looks like. So this is something that, again, I think is a good thing. I expected this, honestly, to be a day one patch. I expected they would have caught most of this beforehand, and then this week we would have seen a balancing patch or a further bug patch on top of it. But it looks like they rolled everything together into one here. I'm not going to go through all of these, but a lot of it is obvious bug fixes. There are some rendering fixes and things like that. There are some issues that they fixed with keys and dialogue, where dialogue either cuts off too early or starts too early than it should. So there have also been some video changes and that sort of stuff, specifically with XeSS, DLSS options with NVIDIA 40 series GPUs and that sort of stuff, which again, not entirely sure why that hadn't been found out, wasn't thrown in a day one patch. But there's a bunch of these things that range through the spectrum that I wouldn't necessarily call bug fixes, but would categorize as bug fixes, performance optimizations, graphics optimizations or fixes, as well as gameplay adjustments and balancing. And I wish these were kind of broken out a little more and explained a little more, but feel free to go to EA or BioWare's website and take a look at the day one patch notes, because they are out there. It's a big download. It's something like 50 gig. So there's a lot of changes they made. But feel free to go through it and see if anything affects you or what you've done up to this point. There's nothing in there so far that I've encountered that would affect me going backward. But feel free to take a look at those patch notes and go through that. And hey, Rudy and Truly, thank you both for being here. I appreciate that. And yeah, Truly, I agree. I think this is a very faithful follow-up to Inquisition. I haven't seen anything that breaks continuity here at all. I think they've done a very good job of maintaining the lore constantly through it. And we'll see more of that lore as we get through dealing with our companions here, because right now it's still fairly linear. And once we get to that point, as we start gaining more companions, we'll see a lot more of that lore come in. So I'm anxious for y'all to see it. So I think that's it on... Oh, the other admin note is this stream. This is the time now that this stream is going to be playing on Saturdays. And that's because, as I explained in the community post and in the Threads announcement, this is the only time that I have on the weekends. With the NFL football season playing, my Sundays are pretty well full of that. So we have the Baldur's Gate 3 stream in the morning on Saturdays. I give myself an hour break, let my voice recover a little bit, hopefully grab some lunch, which I wasn't able to do today, through timing of my own. And then we have this live stream. So pay attention to this. I've updated the times in the community tab, or the About tab on the channel, so that you will know that this is the set time once the NFL football season ends, depending upon how badly my team does this year. May end sooner than later. We will move this stream back to Sundays, so that I have more of my Saturdays available to me to do other things. But for now, this is the time we're going to be at, so take note of it. So I think that's it on our admin notes. So on our recap, at the end of last week's episode, we had picked up Balara as a companion, and we were working through her quest to find and shut down an artifact that is causing problems in the forest. So let's go ahead and jump in here. We'll kind of pick up where we were and take stock of it real quick. Okay, here we are, and we just came into this area, and again, fairly linear at this point. Not a whole lot of other places that we can head off to or take a look at. So we're going to continue on, and I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I probably haven't played this since Tuesday. I've been focused on a couple of other games, so I'm going to be incredibly rusty. So try and keep the L's in the chat to a minimum as I go through this, because it's probably going to be disgusting how bad I am at it, again, as we continue to go through this. So, and again, like I said last time, I'm not going to be breaking every crate on the planet. But I am going to be picking up everything that I find. And we are going to have a few opportunities for exploration. As we kind of move around these areas. And I do love the graphics of the Arlathan forest. It's amazing looking. And I might as well be full health here. As we make our way into this area. Now this area is going to loop around as we go up.
Then the alignment means we're here. This is it. This is where it was kept.
Where what was kept?
The archive spirit, or as the ancient elves called it, the Nodus Dirthalen. It means the inevitability of knowledge.
What does that mean?
I don't know, actually. The notes were never very clear on that, but I plan to find out.
So the chest icon that you saw on the screen there is up above us, and we'll have an opportunity to interact with it a little bit later. And here is that chest and the encounter that goes along with it. So let's hope I don't scuff this up too horribly bad. I don't think this one is all that difficult, though, if I remember right.
More constructs ahead.
The inner sanctum. We're getting closer.
One-on-one stuff like this is fairly straightforward. Okay, so let's throw in a combo here. Actually, let's not. Let's throw Adrenaline Rush on top of Static Strikes here. All on the Sentinel. Alright, well that wasn't horrible. Could have been better, but it wasn't horrible, so I'm happy about that.
Looks like this door is going to need a second power crystal.
Then let's go find one.
Okay, so Veil's Edge is going to get me a straight upgrade in the physical damage, and the stagger is always nice. Okay, so you see we have a key slot, basically, over here. That big door behind us needs 2 keys. And the other one is kind of hidden over there. We don't have access to it yet. Whoops.
Another ballista. I bet we could use it to break through that wall.
Okay, that's it. And this is going to gain us access to the other key right over there. So 1 key slot there. Then we can use the one that we slotted into the store for the other one.
The Dirthalen. I have so many questions for it.
How do you ask it questions?
It's an archive spirit. You'll see.
So again, another straight upgrade here in our weapons, moving to from 36 damage to 60 and a huge increase in stagger. So getting out of these beginning your given weapons into more stuff that you find that increases your combat power as you go, because you're definitely going to start needing it. And here I'm going to get this done and let it cool down so that I can move in here and grab this potion rather than getting healed by it. There we go. And then I'll watch the bottom left down there and wait for her abilities to cool down. Should only be 20 seconds or so here. I'm looking, yeah, we don't have... Yeah, we still don't have access to any of those. See, I'm quite a bit farther. I've got another 9 hours to play through on my personal one, so recognizing where I am with skills on my characters and that sort of stuff, I got to kind of go back and remember where I am here. We don't have access to a whole lot at this stage of the game.
Okay, here it is. The Dirthalen.
So we take it and we're good, right? We can head back?
Oh, I wish. No, it's a lot trickier than that.
Right. Because darkspawn, demons, and animated suits of armor aren't tricky enough.
What do you mean by tricky, exactly?
If I remove the artifact the way I'd usually do it, it'll explode and take out half of Arlathan with it. Good news is, I think I can shunt the energy somewhere else. Okay, here we go. The way the magic is pulsing, I've never seen this before. It's almost like it's breathing. Ogre! That's an ogre!
Alright, and here we go. We get our boss fight, quote unquote, with an ogre. So we're going to try and start keeping our healing up while at the same time trying to deal some damage here. Okay, hold on just a second. Again, as always, need to get my my keyboard under control here. I'm going to be finger fumbling all of this sort of stuff. We're doing okay so far, but yeah, just want to. And I missed that one. Alright, so 2 seconds left. Let's... That's gonna hurt. Ah. Nine seconds left. Okay, so now we have our introduction to our ultimate, or your ult as everyone calls it. Down at the bottom, we now have a new icon. And your abilities are all tagged to the number keys as well. The tab function allows you more precise control over what abilities go where and that sort of stuff, but you have quick access to them with the number keys. You can use your ultimate through tab, is kind of what I'm getting at, but right now this is the first time that it's become available to us, so let's go ahead and dodge this last incoming attack. Well, actually not the last one. Okay, and then here, oh, actually, we can't. Yeah, we can. you can use your ultimate ability, and I guess you can't use it. Oh, come on. There it goes. You can't use it through the tab screen. I was wrong about that.
Well, wasn't expecting to fight an ogre today. Then again, I also didn't expect to learn that my gods are rampaging around and trying to end the world. Just one of those days. Okay. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Ooh. No. That's good. I think. Oh.
What does that crystal do?
Keeps the artifact powered. Focuses the ambient magical energy. That's why these things still work, thousands of years later. Oh. No, you don't.
Sulanan, Vir Sulevanan, and Asal Dirthara.
Well then.
I am the Nadas Dirthalen.
Right. I have questions.
I am the Nadas Dirthalen. What do you...
Where'd the spirit go? The Nodus Dirthalen, I mean.
It went back into the crystal, but the crystal's broken. Until I fix it. It's kinda my thing, fixing magical stuff. Strife and Irlin will want to know about this. And the Blight, and the Darkspawn. Let me know when you're ready to head to the Veil Jumper camp.
And Dave, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you again. So now we have another level up for our skills. And again, I had talked to you previously about I'm going the sustain route. And that's because I'm old and and my Twitch skills just aren't, you know, what they used to be. So going down the glass cannon route down here probably isn't going to suit me very well. So I'm still trying to make my way back up here into the Antivin Crow's assassin specialization up here. So I'm going to continue moving that way. And as such, I'm just going to move into Spill Blood. I don't need Leaping Shot. I could certainly use it, but not something that I'm necessarily going to be focused on doing right now. I'm going to have to move this way anyway, so I'm just going to start making my way down there. With our companions, you now have access to more skills for them. So Balara, we can now start improving her skills. And this is where you start to have opportunities for combos to happen. So her Fade Bolts detonate Sundered. So if we have something that can apply Sundered somewhere in a skill tree, then that's what we're going to be looking for. Now, we don't have any points for anybody else right now, but we can apply Weakened here, and I can apply Weakened myself. So I'm looking for Detonate Overwhelmed. I don't think we're going to have anything at this point in the game that's going to give us Overwhelmed. Yeah, I'm not going to have anything that that applies it. But Harding is going to be more focused as being my healing type of person. So I'm not really going to focus on Replenish as much through this, as I am probably going to end up going down some of the more damaging routes for her. And Weakened is really, really good, but I like having Sundered and Weakened both. Time Slow is really, really nice though, and she's the earliest way to get it. So I think I am going to focus on Time Slow with her. And we're going to see that use. So to do that, I'm going to swap out one of her abilities here to be able to utilize that. The Replenish skill is good for a quick burst. So if I panic mode and I can't use Replenish, or I mean I can't use Rejuvenation off of Harding, this is another way to get it. Again, just because I'm not all that great at avoiding combat or avoiding damage and that sort of stuff. So keeps me alive better to have two people with healing stuff. So now let's kind of take a look around here. Okay, so here we have an uncommon longbow, and this is a Balara specific item. So again, ups her physical damage, and I can use attack my target to deal 50% barrier damage, which I'll have to keep that in mind. I tend to forget about attack my target, and I shouldn't as we go through this. And I think that's it. I don't think there's anywhere else I can get to in here. Where am I? I don't need any more healing.
Ready to go?
Right. Let's get moving.
Come on. I'll show you the way to the Veil Jumper camp.
Wounded, 16 on bed rest, and some of our most experienced fighters are still missing.
We're running out of Veil Jumpers. Whatever's going on out there, it's scary.
Jahel and Milva never reported back from Demeter's crossing.
There are 100 people living in that village, or near enough. You're back, and you're alive. Good.
Sounds like things have gotten a lot worse since we left.
Darkspawn. They're showing up all over Arlathan, attacking anyone in their path.
We've evacuated 3 daily settlements already.
We ran into Darkspawn too, near the Nodus Dirthalen.
Wait, you found the Nodus Dirthalen? The archive spirit? We could ask it about the gods. Figure out their next move.
Archive's broken. Won't tell us anything. But that doesn't matter. Any Dalish settlements we can save, we should.
So far, we've been lucky and arrived just in time. But given how fast these darkspawn are moving, it's only a matter of time till our luck runs out.
Well, it hasn't run out yet, so let's stretch it until it breaks.
If we could predict where they'd strike next, we might get ahead of them. But so far, they've been unpredictable.
Which leaves us with what?
Demeda's Crossing.
What?
Irlin and Strife. When we came in, you said you'd lost contact with Demeda's Crossing. We could go check it out. The three of us, I mean.
4. I'm coming with you.
Nev, you were still shaky, and
I'm coming, Harding.
I don't know what you're going to find there, Rook. Likely nothing good. But you'd be saving people, and it might get you on the trail of the gods.
Demeda's Crossing's on the far side of the lake. There's a small boat at the docks. It'll take you there. Watch your back out there. And good luck.
Okay, now we've gotten to our first settlement, quote unquote. And we've completed Entropy's Grasp.
Could we really be at war with
Okay,
our own
we'll need a boat to get there. Let's head to the dock.
We aren't prepared.
Okay, and we've unlocked a fast travel point, and these are the fast travel points that you find. So as you're looking through your map, you're going to have fast travel beacons that are available to you. Now, here in this area, there's nowhere else that we can go, but there are some things that we can explore because this is our first settlement, quote unquote. This is also our first faction base that we have unlocked, and this is for the Veil Jumpers. And every faction base, you can level up that faction base, so to speak, by completing quests and doing things for that faction. Okay, and if we go to our journal, you can see that it's still the main quest line here. It's very, very linear at this point. But this is a Veil Jumpers quest, and you saw briefly down the right-hand corner that the Veil Jumpers got 100 power. You'll kind of see what that means here in a little bit. But we're still kind of working our way through the intro parts of this game. So things are going to be go this way and do this, as opposed to go explore a bunch of things. But we do have something new over here, and that's a merchant. So we can go over here and see what this is all about.
Don't be shy. Take a gander.
Okay, so the first thing you notice is over here. There's a shop rank, and this is what I mean by leveling up your faction camps. The power that we got went into this thing here. Once you level it up to 500 and you have 50 wood, then you can rank this shop up to rank number 2, and it's going to cost you 500 gold to be able to do it. And you can rank it up to shop number 2. Now, what does that do? And again, here is your strength of your overall faction, what level they are. You can see that there are levels out here, and once those levels happen, you gain benefits from that happening. But here it is. You can tell where we got our strength from. And as you rank up the merchant, you're going to rank up that strength as well. So here you can either sell valuables. We have all of these valuable items that we've picked up. Okay. Some of these things are useful as items to use for upgrading things, not necessarily just to sell. So I tend to hold on to these until I really, really need gold for something. And then you have the option to buy. Now, just like we're very familiar with this type of screen where it's broken down into different parts, all armor, accessories, materials, valuables, cosmetics. But here under the weapons section, you can see that we have a longbow upgrade for Ballara, and we have a short bow upgrade for Harding. And you can hit the C key to compare and see what they are right now to decide whether or not you want to spend the gold on them. So Storm for Ballara is already better in raw damage and stagger than concentration is. So this is why it's important to keep the compare option up. You may want some of the unlockable abilities on concentration over Storm, but you might not. And in this case, I don't. However, that's a really big upgrade for Harding in her damage. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this up. And then you can look at your items. Storm Needle is not an upgrade for us. We can't pick this until we get rank 2, rank 3, and rank 4. So you can see this is what ranking up your store does for you. It gets you access to more items. Okay, so the Forest Guardian's Veil, we have compare on, but we don't have a helmet right now. So this would be a straight benefit for us to wear. And then accessories, we don't have access to buy any of these yet. You can buy materials like Heartwood if you want. Valuables and collectibles, and your appearances. Okay, now most of these are going to be locked behind higher shop ranks. And so right now we're not going to focus on any of those, but we are going to make sure that we have everything equipped that we need. Okay, and I believe, yeah, Harding has a bow that we can upgrade. Okay, so now we're good.
Best not to die, yeah? It can be rough out there.
That's the plan.
Right, and then you can do a little bit of exploring around the various camps. There are things that you can pick up in the camps, so always make sure that you're able to walk around and do at least a little bit of exploring while you're out here. We're not going to head out that way yet. Okay, so another codex. And again, codex are getting you XP and that sort of stuff. So if you ever see them, always pick them up.
We're losing too many veil jumpers as it is. Now
Okay, so down here is our next mirror, which isn't active right now. It will become active as we go through more of this. But right now, like I say, things are on a fairly linear pathway. Okay, so nothing else we want to do here, so let's head off toward the quest marker.
Seems like a lot's happened around here.
What hasn't happened? This area is where Tevinter Magisters destroyed Arlathan City centuries ago. Whole lot of blood magic during the war.
What about now?
Whatever Solus did stirred up everything again. The old blood magic from the war, it never went away. Ancient relics appear out of thin air, ruins float. It's like an old wound that never healed. And now it's bleeding again.
Okay, and here we have tab, so Ballara can tinker with this.
I'm on it.
And that's going to allow us to pick this up and loot this chest. Okay, so we've got a skein of yarn and some currency. I'll let that trail around behind me for now.
What a view.
That was the capital city, Arlathan. This is what's left of it after the war.
Don't imagine it floated back in the day.
Because that key's useful here to unlock this platform. And get us some more crafty materials. Okay, so I believe we're done here, so we'll head up this way. More crafting materials, another codex entry, and a shortcut ladder. This is the second type of ladder that we talked about. It's only accessible from the top, but once you do it, it drops down, and now I can access this upper area from the bottom, which gets me a shortcut from the camp into this area that we're leading into here. Okay, so the ruins here, walking around, again, something to remember. I always keep a running notepad on my iPad of these currently inaccessible locations so that you can come back later and figure out if there's something that you've progressed that has opened it, or if it's much later in the game and it still hasn't opened, if there's a secret that you're missing or something like that. That area we cannot access right now. Okay, and then we get to where we
ready to go?
Want to go, and that's by talking to Knave here, but there's a couple of things that we can do here, so up here, another inaccessible area, which will become accessible again later on. Just take note of it. Okay, and something that looks a little odd here. Okay, and there's a read icon here. Okay, so the secrets of the past now hidden to each and every man forbidden. Find a key in the owl's cry.
Huh. A giant owl. Must be something to this.
We're going to pick this up, and then you can activate it.
What the heck? Whole forest is weird. Here goes nothing. Look at that.
Okay, and this opens up something that's going to be continuing on. So there are these owl statues that we need to find, and in doing so, it's going to unlock something. And again, that something probably is going to be back here somewhere. But for now, that's just the first of the owl statues that we can find. So something to keep in mind and delay until a little later. So we have some, if you're familiar with Bibberbang, same type of thing. What you want to do is shoot them to deactivate them. Then while it's deactivated, go in, and I didn't wait long enough for it to deactivate, which was not smart. Before you go in and pick up things that are on the back side, it's going to be the same thing here. Want to stay back from it. Once the aura disappears, run in, pick up any items that you find, and then you can again do the same thing. That's about all we can do here. Let's talk to Nave.
Nev, you sure you're up for this?
I'm fine. Couldn't sit still much longer.
Then let's go.
Hey, Mixed Life, welcome to the stream. Sorry if I'm a bit delayed on chat as I'm paying attention to things in the game. I apologize, but thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
This isn't right. The dock usually has people bringing goods to market, bartering and shouting. It's always busy.
Something happened here.
Stay sharp.
It's so quiet.
Too quiet.
Where is everybody?
Okay, so again, fairly, okay. More Baldur's Gate 3 pathing. Fairly linear storyline. We're now heading into Demeda's Crossing. There are a couple of things, that we can go take a look at before we head in through the gate.
Rook, where are you going? Where is this way?
Be right there.
But again, I'm not going to be breaking every crate in this place like I would do in my personal playthrough. Just want to walk around real quick, make sure we're not missing anything that's lying in open sight. I do like breaking crates, though. Not gonna lie. Okay, so let's head in here and start taking a look at the town.
It's market day. People should be out selling eggs and buying bread. But everything's just abandoned.
They barricaded the main entrance into town.
To keep something out?
No. To keep something in.
Okay, so the main entrance is closed, so here's our way in. Now we can see what the issue is. It's obviously Blight. Blight has overrun
even worse than in the forest.
the town. And the people...
Mayor's orders.
You okay? What happened here?
Keep them inside. Listen to the mayor.
Hello?
I don't think he can hear us.
And the people have issues.
Everyone has to stay. No, you can't
Hey, can you hear me?
Just stay here, and everything will be fine.
Now we find out what they were trying to keep in the people, which seems odd when the Blight has taken over the town.
To dominate the minds of these villagers.
Okay, so again, when you see Blight, don't stand in it. You don't want to be caught up in it.
The town's square.
We need to search for survivors.
Let's see what we can find. Fan out.
This is Adeline. I knew her. She was a farmer. Sold spices to us, the best in Arlathan. I can't believe this happened.
Okay, so the town's had some issues here, obviously. Let's destroy some of this Blight and go looking around a little bit. Okay, so Adeline, who we just saw out there, has had some issues with the mayor. So, seems like some strange stuff is going on, and we got a nice hidden chest back here.
Look, is that an Aravel on the roof?
The Blight must have lifted it up there.
Yeah, obviously some things gone wrong here.
This Blight is weird.
Ever seen anything like it?
Never. Blight's usually dead, static, but this is alive.
Okay, let's keep going. Might be more survivors.
What was that?
Something big. Stay sharp.
That sounds ominous.
Over there. 2 more survivors.
Hey, what's going on here?
Find the Veil Jumpers. Bring them to the mayor.
They're talking about Jahel and Milva.
They said bring them to the mayor. If we find the mayor, then maybe we'll find your friends.
This isn't looking good.
Why were they looking for Veil Jumpers? What did the mayor want with them?
Very valid question. Whoops. Would help if I actually walked on the plank.
Look, more people.
Must round up everyone.
Must get them inside.
Be rewarded.
Milva!
That's one of your fellow Veil Jumpers. Ballora.
Jahel! He's alive!
Ballora.
We're going to help you. We'll get you down, Jahel.
No, listen. The gods have returned. I saw them. I heard their voices.
The gods did this?
A blood ritual to released the Blight. And the villagers, they said they needed power. Valara, be careful.
Okay, so a fairly gruesome event has happened here. And this was when Arlathan dispatched the Veil Jumpers to come here and take a look at the village.
I know you. You're the mayor of this town.
The village. The people. Are they,
Blighted. Dead. All of them.
You gave them to the gods, didn't you? Didn't you?
They were in my head. Infecting my thoughts. They made me do it. Please, help me.
You betrayed your own town.
No, I didn't. I was tricked. Manipulated. I tried to protect people. You have to believe me. The gods told me to lure the Veil Jumpers to the center of town. The others were to be rounded up and kept safe. They would be the first to witness the glory of Gilneain's new creation. She showed me gold. So much gold.
All this for gold. The villagers, the Veil Jumpers. The Blight's everywhere. Demeter's Crossing is dead because of your greed.
I didn't know. You don't understand what it was like to hear those voices.
The gods exploited his greed and fear.
I'm supposed to feel sorry for him? I say we leave him right here.
But I'll die. The Blights everywhere. What if the dragon comes back?
If we let you go, you'll run straight back to the gods.
They were in his head. Their influence might linger.
I understand what they do now. I won't attempt it again, I swear.
Rook.
Okay, now this choice actually has an impact later on. If you leave him here, you will encounter him as a blighted enemy later as part of a side quest. If you save him, you're going to get a reward now that's you know, inconsequential at this stage of the game, really. So I'm going to choose to leave him here.
Leave him here. He can fend for himself.
No!
Wolves will get him in the night. Or, given the state of this place, something worse.
The people of Demeter's Crossing were depending on him. The least he can do is stay with them now.
A steep price to pay. And we're the ones to choose it?
Somebody has to.
You don't understand the power they have. They show you what you crave. They speak to the darkness in your heart. No one can stand against that.
Watch me.
I won't be the last to surrender. I felt the evil.
Let's go. No point arguing with a dead man.
No.
The Fade had opened, and the gods were free. Thanks to Solus, they'd woken up to find their empire, their subjects, even their fellow gods, all gone. But they still had the power of the Blight, and corrupting a village was just the start. They made plans to tap more of the Blight, all of it, to rebuild their empire. As a path to power, it had its costs. And everyone would pay for it.
Okay, and now we've opened up fast travel. And again, once you find the beacons, then on your map you're able to fast travel back to them. So an undiscovered beacon up here, but this is in an area of the map that we don't have access to. So we can just hold down and fast travel back to the camp.
Did you find our scouts?
They're dead. I'm sorry. Elganon and Gillenane sacrificed them in some kind of ritual.
Creators. What about the rest of the village?
The ritual spread blight everywhere. The entire village was overrun.
The few who survived are controlled by blood magic. Their minds are gone.
Elganon and Gillenane used them like puppets.
I dare say it was a show of force.
They will not rest until you are on your knees, fearful, cowering, helpless in the face of such power.
Lady Morrigan?
'Tis simply Morrigan to you, Scout Harding. What a pleasure to see you again.
Rook, this is Morrigan, an old acquaintance. I thought she could help.
Morrigan helped the Inquisition when Varric and I were part of it. She knew more about ancient magic than anyone, except Solus.
'Twas both pleasure and necessity to help then, as it is now. Stopping Elganon and Gillenane shall require many hands.
Oh boy, I got chills the first time that I saw Morrigan again. I just got chills again, just talking about it. It very similar to when I saw the entrance of Varric into the game. Morrigan is originally was an enemy of things that we were doing, but people very quickly found out that you could shift the narrative in the game around Morrigan and turn her into an ally. And she has always been one of those, she has her own needs and wants. Sometimes those align with you and sometimes they don't. but she's always been a fan favorite character because of the complexities that have swirled around her character, especially in the early portions of the franchise when you were still trying to figure out what you could and couldn't do with Morrigan's alignment, so to speak. So seeing her here again is, again, it's probably fan service, but it's amazing fan service, and I love every second of it.
So, who are you exactly?
I have borne many appellations. Advisor to Orle, Witch of the Wilds, friend to the Inquisition. My place here, however, is but a humble advisor on matters arcane.
Witch of the Wilds?
An honorific born of rumor and exaggeration. The fearsome reputations of your opponents, however, are duly earned. This dark turn of events shall only become worse.
And Morrigan has always had the greatest outfits. So, yeah, that's another thing. But yeah, the Witch of the Wilds was her original title, so to speak. And there's a whole bunch of left unsaid behind her comment there that makes those of us familiar with the games laugh quite a bit about it.
I was hoping what we saw at Demeter's Crossing would be the worst of it.
'Tis but the start, I fear, and ignorance provides a feeble shield.
Right. What can you tell us?
As dangerous as Solus himself may be, his imprisonment of the gods was just. To leave them unchecked would have been the very end of Thedas.
And the other thing quickly, I mentioned this about Varric as well. Claudia Black is the voice actor behind Morrigan and has been since day one of Dragon Age Origins. You might know Claudia from a few different things, but she was also in Stargate SG-1 as a major character in the second half of that series. So something really, again, very cool to hear her voice again in these games.
Just to be clear, you know your old friend Solus is actually the Dreadwolf?
So I have come to learn. It rather explains how he knew such a great deal of ancient elven history, and why he became so vexed when I attempted to explain it to him. Whilst I cannot claim the same depth of knowledge, the knowledge I do possess is yours for the asking.
I hope it helps. For all we know, the entire world will look like Demeter's Crossing once the gods are through.
Not if we stop it first.
Ah, the confidence of youth. You shall need a good deal more of it.
I suppose you have some advice.
Set aside your notions of godhood and see them for the ancient, powerful mages they are. Standing against them shall require serious magic of your own. When you interrupted the Dreadwolf's ritual, did you happen across any of the tools he used?
He had a dagger, but it got lost in the chaos.
Then you would do well to find it. 'Tis better in your hands than those of the gods.
Is there anything else Solus might have had that could help us? We're in his... well, he calls it the Lighthouse.
Ah, yes. The legendary sanctum of the Dreadwolf. 'Tis said his Illuvian, the Viravas, could travel to any other Illuvian of his choosing.
That's not how it works right now. It only goes to Arlathan.
I can take a look at it. Maybe fix it, even. I know Illuvians better than most.
Any help you can offer, we'd appreciate.
If Illuvians even work the same way, all the magic is different now. Our gods are back. Our gods! And they're killing people and blinding the world. How do we stand up against that?
We stand up against them one step at a time. We don't have all the answers, but we know what we need to do. You're fixing the Alluvian at the lighthouse, and Nev, Harding, and I are gonna find this dagger at the ritual site. Let's get to work. There's a lot of fight ahead of us.
Indeed. Prepare yourselves well and have a care in your choices. These are the times in which legends are born or slain. In this battle, I shall render whatever assistance I am able.
Right. Let's move.
Alright, and that completes Shadows Crossing. And again, more strength for the Veil Jumpers.
You can do this, Lace. It's gotta be done.
Okay, and here we are back at the ritual site. We've got another level up point here, and again, we're going to continue moving down into this corner. We don't use defense very often, but it does pair well with necrotic weapons, which you can gain somewhere down here. Yeah, perfect defense grants necrotic weapons, and then those necrotic weapons applies necrosis instead. And we'll keep moving down this way as we get down to here. Okay, so here at the ritual site, again, fairly linear and straightforward, but as always kind of turn around and look around behind you. Old BioWare tricks to hide stuff behind you so that you just miss it.
I should have taken the shot.
That would have made things worse.
You don't know that. All you have are guesses.
We're up against something unfamiliar, working with more rumors than facts. Of course, that's all I have.
I should have taken the shot.
We shouldn't be at each other's throats.
I'm not. Nev, I'm not. I don't blame you, or Rook, or anyone.
So just yourself? How's that working out?
Tried to stop the world from being swallowed by chaos, and now it might be swallowed by chaos anyway. Elven gods escaped from their prison, Solus is in your head, and we're scrambling to figure out what to do. And Varric?
Varric knew the risks. He knew what it might cost.
We're still standing. The fight's not over.
You know, I like that about you, Lace. You don't stop fighting, you push for answers and action, while I can get stuck on questions forever.
Well, we need someone who can put the pieces of the puzzle together. We're fighting the unknown.
Exactly. Everyone has a part to play. Varric brought us together because of our strengths. He wanted a team he could rely on. We have to be that team.
Play to our strengths.
And rely on each other.
I think I can manage that.
Then let's find Solus's dagger. It'll be a start.
All right, a little team building there. And yes, Em, I am playing an off-stream playthrough. I can't remember every nook and cranny and every corner that may have something in it. I remember the main things and the main puzzles to solve and all that sort of stuff, and I have some notes, but I don't take notes about everything like that. So as I'm going, I'm going to be playing portions of it very similar to as if it was my first one. Just because, like I said, I can't remember. There's no way I'd be able to remember 9 hours farther through the playthrough that I am on my other one. If there was a ledge down here or something I could jump on, I just wouldn't remember it. So you'll see me do things like that, even if there might not be anything there as we go. So, but yes, I am playing one, and I'm about 9 hours or so, give or take, farther through it than where I am in this one.
There's magic lingering in this spot. Strong. Old.
The dagger was here. Something took it.
Okay, nothing up here. Oh yeah, no worries. Yes, I do have an offline playthrough.
Darkspawn. Oh no, what if it took the dagger?
Only one way to find out.
Gonna have to go track it down. Can't go its way though.
Look, there it goes.
And this is where it was. Nothing here though. Okay.
Big darkspawn coming right at us.
That is true.
We have to go after that ghoul. Let's get this gate open.
Look up there. That magical device.
Okay, and they gave you a big hint about what you're going to be doing with that, so let's go ahead and head through here. And again, just looking around. Okay, got some stuff over there.
Good work. Let's keep on the trail.
Okay, and as it says, you just aim the beam at the node and it's going to power it up, which will do something. So that's going to unlock that door for us. Okay, so we got an upgrade to our existing veil. Basically, if you collect the same thing that you've already collected, it combines them together to give you a rarity increase. And that unlocks 15% weak point damage. So now when I get those headshots and that sort of stuff, I'm going to be gaining 15% additional damage because of it.
Darkspawn don't usually collect things, do they?
Solus's dagger is special. They might have been drawn to it.
Nothing with that door, right? No.
Anyone spot that ghoul? It must have come this way.
Okay, so we have some darkspawn up here. And if you can land your headshots,
More darkspawn ahead.
darkspawn are fairly straightforward.
Better be ready.
There's a lot less aim assist on PC than on console. I will say that. I have actually played this a bit on console as well. Okay, so this tells you about the takedown mechanic. At some point, you're going to build up stagger in an enemy. And then once you do that, you're going to get, and it's very prominent, a notice that you can perform a takedown. You press the E key on keyboard, mouse and keyboard here, and you're going to do a special attack. Sometimes their health is low enough to finish them off. Sometimes it's not, and it will just do a large amount of damage. And then afterward, they'll no longer be staggered, and that bar will reset. And we're going to see that here. We can take out some of the other smaller ones. So you can see the purple bar up there at the top. That's the stagger bar that is slowly building up the more damage I do. And then once it fills up, you see you do a high damaging attack. It normally stuns or knocks down the enemy. Oh. And you can see my ultimate is also available down there at the bottom as well. Okay. That one kind of glitched out. Okay, so we're gonna throw on a soothing potion and icebreaker on him. We'll throw static strikes out as well. And rogues are very, very good at building up stagger. Because they do so many attacks.
Did you find the dagger?
I don't think these darkspawn took it. Let's keep looking.
And that's the other thing I like about rogues. If you're able to stay in the fight and dodge really well, then you can build up stagger really, really fast with them. Especially when you're combining abilities that focus on stagger. And that's what the point of it is for. Is so that you can build up stagger to land those really high damaging attacks that come along with a takedown. I have that cooking in the background. So now I'm full on potions. That chest is up there above us. It's not down here.
Over there, our dagger thief.
Ugh, more blight in the way.
Okay, just a little looking around here. Don't forget the chest back here. And we got our first uncommon crafting material, a large metal chunk. Okay, nothing up here. Okay. That's much farther ahead. Okay.
And there's probably another one.
And now we're introduced to another mechanic as well about the exploding blight nodes. There's another one down here, which should open
Nicely
all
done.
of this.
I mean, it's gross, but you can't argue with results.
We're going to take the key with us. Okay, so another upgrade for our saber here. More stagger and more damage. Okay, see movement up there. And those ladders are above us. Okay, so we got another ogre in here. And I do want to look just to make sure. Yeah, we don't have any points available from anybody. And as always, with these games, taking out the ranged enemies first is going to help you in the long run.
Take the shot.
That looked like it hurt. That's a... Look, another one of those magical beams. There are 2 of these devices this time. I bet we'll need to direct beams at both of them.
And yeah, I mean, it's a little simplistic in the hand holding. The other one's up there, but
That's one. Now to find the other.
It's not meant to complicate things too much and make you walk around for the next 3 hours trying to find out how to do something, so. And the second one, we'll go over here, take a quick look. Whoops.
Good work. Now let's see what's behind that gate.
There it is. Okay, so another upgrade to our longsword. Awesome. Let's head back here through this little area first. Okay, so this is the way we're intended to go. Let me make sure there's nothing else down here. Okay, and this is the way we came in, and this is the chest that I mentioned was above us a long time ago. Don't think there's anything else in here. I don't think I missed anything. Trying to remember those ladders. I believe there's, yeah, one here. Where's the second one over to the left, though? No, it's through the gate. Okay. It's right here. Okay, so some more gold crafting materials. You're going to learn more about that once we get to the upgrading weapons tutorial. Weapons and armor. Don't need that, but we'll... Oh, I did need it. I must have been just a sliver short on health.
Eyes open.
They're aiming for us. Good work, everyone.
So we'll just head over here, make sure we're not missing anything out here. That's the way we came in. Let's get this cooking.
Done.
Thought he was close enough to the edge to knock him off.
Great hit, bro.
But it was just a little bit short. And yeah, you can knock high power enemies off of cliffs and end the fight fairly quickly if you can manage to get it timed right and positioned right. So again, fall off of something, always turn around and look behind you. I don't know why it's a thing with them, but it always has been. And now we get an upgrade for our armor. So more defense, more ability damage. Always nice. But yeah, don't know why it's always been a thing with BioWare, but they love putting stuff behind you. That's absolutely a thing. Okay, now we'll head back toward where we came down here. Snag this crate and move on.
That has to be the ghoul we're tracking.
Better hope it still has the dagger.
And we're going to
That one.
fill up here, and we're going to wait 20 seconds here, 25 seconds for her abilities to regenerate. We're going to be getting into the final fight here. And want to make sure we're ready for it. This is a boss fight. He looks small, but he's actually pretty difficult to deal with. We also definitely want to focus on taking out the adds as much as we can during this fight. They can really complicate things here because he can't one-shot you, but he can do a serious amount of damage, and then if you're in the wrong spot, the adds can finish you off. So I'm definitely going to drop a save here. And we'll drop into the arena with him.
Pudding?
This is
eternal hymn, the prayer and the proclamation. Start to know. I am. We are free again. Home again. Here again. Here again.
Harding! I can hear it. The Song of the Stone. What is happening to me? What the?
And here we get into the real fight.
I don't know. I don't know how to control it.
Okay, and this brings in the combos, primers and detonators. So this is what you're looking for in your skills. A set of skills that apply an effect and then something that detonates that effect. When you detonate something, it massively increases the stagger bar to enemies that get hit with it, and it deals that across an AoE. So we definitely want to get our combos, and they don't have any of them ready here yet, so
Let's go again.
okay, now they are. So our combo opportunity, it tells you when you hover over one, it points to the other one, which is actually kind of nice. This is going to apply Sundered, and Icebreaker is going to detonate Sundered. Okay, he's probably out of range for that, but he's not out of range of static strikes.
Excellent form, Rook.
Got us in the distance.
Bye bye. See ya. Oh, I was stuck. And now we get into the boss fight. Okay, now this fight's going to be broken up into a series of fighting him versus fighting the other enemies, and the more that you can knock them off, the better off you're going to be. Oh, come on. Okay, so let's do a combo here. And again, I'm going to grab another potion here.
good.
Okay, one last combo here should probably get us where we want to be. Perfect.
That dagger. What did it do to me?
Not sure, but we should get back. We'll talk it through there.
That fight went actually a lot better than in my personal playthrough.
Your pet has failed, sister. And now the magic of the Dreadwolf's dagger is hidden from me. Fen Harel meddles once again.
If his dagger's beyond our reach, we must craft another. Made of red Lyrium.
They must have added a new achievement on Steam. I've been through this before and didn't proc that achievement.
You said something took you over.
Something like that?
And it's still with you?
Yes. I think so. It can't be possession, can it?
I doubt it. Dwarves can't be possessed. They aren't connected to the Fade. Solus's dagger triggered this event. But how? Or why? I'm sorry, Lace. I wish I had answers.
It's all right. Talking has helped. And hey, we got the dagger, right? Mission accomplished. Dwarves have never used magic. We can't.
It's a wonderful gift. You must be proud.
But I didn't do anything to earn this. How could I be proud? I don't even know how it happened. It's all a little strange. But not in a bad way. I feel... connected.
To
the stone. Dwarves call ourselves Children of the Stone. Some of us have what we call stone sense. Those that have it can feel caves, Lyrium veins, and faults in the rock. I wasn't one of them. Maybe the dagger unlocks something hidden. But this is more than the stone sense I know. I hope you're right that this is a gift. I'd be heartbroken if it caused problems.
And again, romance options here.
I trust you have this all handled. You always have things handled.
I just hope I can use this magic to do what's right.
I have faith.
I'll send word to the Grey Wardens about the blight we saw. And then I'm gonna lie down.
And we need more answers about what the gods are planning. I'll find some place to relax and try to reach Solus in the Fade.
Good luck. Try not to let him get to you. It feels like we're finally making some progress. And I'm not sure what my new magic's about, but I know it feels right.
With their eyes on the Dreadwolf and the gods he'd set loose, they couldn't see their own personal demons coming to haunt them. Harding told herself it felt right. She was connected to the stone, to the lost titans, and all of Dwarven history with its buried secrets. How could that be anything but good?
Some ominous portents there. Okay, and we did find a new short bow for Harding, but it's less. unless we're using attack my target against staggered enemies. I think we're okay without it.
Guess I should find some place to try to talk to Solus.
Okay, and again, fairly straightforward. We're on a single line here. Nothing that we can branch out off of yet. We'll look and see. We do have another point available. That's going to take us down to affliction damage, and that's necrosis and that sort of stuff. Look at our companions here. Harding. We have 2 points available on skills. And again, Harding is our cleric type when she's with us. I particularly like both Adrenaline Rush and the Soothing Potion. So detonates Overwhelmed and applies Sundered. So let's focus on the healing here. Because, again, I need it. I'm just going to be straight up. And then, yeah, we have the other short bow here, but this isn't something that we want to utilize just yet. And back here at the lighthouse. So let's go have some conversations here.
Wait, that room wasn't there before, I don't think.
It wasn't.
Nev, or Harding, must have put my pack here. Makes sense. Better place to sleep than the infirmary. Guess I can spare a few moments to unpack my things.
And here we can unpack. And now we're going to get some mementos here that kind of talk about the history that we've chosen, the lineage that we've chosen, and our character orientations as we go through this. So the first is Varric's shaving mirror.
Varric and his life lessons. I asked him how we were supposed to stop Solus, and he gave me this. Take a long, hard look in it, kid. It'll always show the face of a hero who can get it done.
Okay. And this is where you can unlock your gender identity options throughout the game. If you're interested in exploring that aspect of it, then this is going to open up multiple different dialogue options as you go. You don't have to. It's a choice on what you want to do. Otherwise, you can continue on down the regular paths here.
I don't know if I see a hero's face, but it's a face I've seen a lot. Got a few new scars. Some that show up in a mirror, some that don't. But Varric believed in me then, and he believes in me now. I can do this.
So giving people, like I've said in Baldur's Gate 3, giving people more choices in video games is always a good thing.
The Antom commander I took this from thought occupying Treviso was the same as owning it. I showed him how wrong he was. Freed a bunch of prisoners that night, including Varric. That's also the night the Crows kicked me out of Antiva for carrying out unauthorized operations. Still can't believe they didn't back me. We're the Crows. Killing targets is what we do. A peddler gave me this after I saved his caravan from bandits. He told me the scroll went back to even before Tevinter. Said that elves had a rich history, even more than the rest of us. We've got a culture that's lasted thousands of years. Good to remember everything we've done.
And again, all of these things that are in here are expanding your background and also opening up more dialogue choices and that sort of stuff that you can have throughout the game. And again, it's a sign of games becoming more worldly, more representative of the world around us. And again, having all of these choices, which is purely what they are, just choices, and more options. Like I say, it helps flesh out the game for people who want to explore all of them.
The tools every professional scoundrel needs when learning the trade. I spent as much time picking locks and mixing potions as I did training with blades or a bow. Precision. Every reagent measured perfectly. The feel of the lock opening. It all just felt right.
And you're going to have more opportunities to collect
How do I connect to Solus?
these things. And there are more options that are going to be available for places where you can set these things, and you'll be able to also move them around throughout your room here. Okay, and on life in the lighthouse. Again, you're starting to learn a little bit more about what the lighthouse was and what Solas was using it for. We talked a little bit about that previously in the last live stream. This was his home base for all of his plans to try and overthrow the elven gods. So it doesn't look like we have any speaking to do here. We will check the wardrobe real quick. Because Balara, we can add in the same type of appearance that we have for everybody else from the deluxe edition here. Oh, and that's something else I wanted to look at. Okay, so they did add them in. This was something that was mentioned oh no, they're not here yet. Well, let me look. Let's see. And go to the armor. Okay, yeah, they're not here yet. It's farther down through this, I believe. Once you unlock the main quest line to a certain point, you're going to get access to new cosmetics that they added to the game. It's just not available to me right here. It's a bit farther down through the main quest line before I will have access to get those unlocked.
Back so soon. It must have been worse than I had thought.
Hello, Dreadwolf.
But perhaps I am mistaken. You may be here to correct me, to tell me that my concerns were unfounded. Did I overstate the danger?
So you're going to be insufferable about it. See, this is the reason nobody likes you.
I led a rebellion for centuries that culminated in the creation of the Veil and the destruction of the Elven Empire.
Okay, this is among the reasons nobody likes you.
My information was accurate. Now you realize that the danger is real.
I need to know what the gods are planning.
You are asking for knowledge no mortal in this world is privy to. If I am to share it with you, I need to know what makes you the right person to lead the fight against Algernon and Gillenane.
I stopped you, didn't I?
You disrupted the ritual.
Yeah, I did. Even though I'm nowhere near as powerful as you.
Your plan is to tell me how powerful you aren't?
Back in the Crows, I had to deal with the Arntam invasion. One night, I saw a unit getting ready to transport prisoners to another city. It was way too large for us to hit.
But you did so anyway, using unconventional tactics to confuse the Arntam and free the prisoners.
How do you know that?
You helped Varric pursue me for the better part of a year. It would have been foolish not to learn about who was hunting me.
Then you know that powerful opposition doesn't frighten me. I find a way to get the job done, whatever it takes.
I suppose I was not so different when I started.
Started what?
My rebellion against the Evanuris. The Elven Gods, as you call them. They wish to reclaim their dominion over this world. To accomplish that, they will need two things. First, the Blight. What exists in this world is a bare fragment of its power. The rest is imprisoned, until they release it.
I don't understand. Elganon and Gillenane were elves like you, right? Why would they want to blight the world?
It is my fault. As the Dread Wolf, I was a thorn in their side. When my efforts weakened their grasp on the Elven people, they grew frustrated, then desperate.
And turned to the Blight.
Once the corruption took hold of them, they were blind to its horror. It was just another source of power for them. Now they would blight the world without hesitation, and call us backward and foolish for opposing them.
The Blight didn't escape with the gods?
Algernon and Gillenane escaped largely empty-handed, fortunately. Most of the Blight is still trapped in the prison I created ages ago.
So what we saw at the village, that's them not at full strength?
Correct.
The rest of the Blight is imprisoned? There's more than what's in the world already?
Yes. Centuries ago, the Magisters of Tevinter opened my prison. A tiny fragment of the Blight escaped. That fragment grew beneath the earth and led to the Blights that have swept across the world. However terrible the Blight is now, it is a mere fraction of what we will see if its full power is unleashed.
But we can stop them from freeing the Blight, right?
They will need to pierce the veil to reach the Blight's prison. My Lyrium dagger is one of the few artifacts capable of doing so.
We've already recovered it from the ritual site.
Excellent. Then they will have to make their own. That will give you time.
You said the gods needed two things, and the Blight is the first? What's the second?
Followers. They have called themselves gods. And what is a god without worshippers to sing their praises?
I'm not gonna bend a knee to blighted, murdering monsters just because their ears are pointed like mine. I don't think many other elves are going to either.
Agreed. Algernon and Gillenane care little for the elves. They will find worshippers among those hungry for power. Tyrants and bullies. The cruel and the corrupt, who fear their own vulnerability and seize any chance to feel strong. If you hunt them, they will lead you to Algernon and Gillenane.
You want me to pick fights with tyrants and bullies? Sounds fun.
I gave no orders. All I offer are suggestions.
I'm on it. What else?
The Veravas, the Lighthouse Soluvian, can take you anywhere, if you master its secrets. Have you done so?
Not yet, but we've got one of the Veil Jumpers working on it. She'll get it sorted, and we'll see how it goes.
Yes. I suppose we will. And when you speak with Varric, please tell him that I regret what happened.
So I'm not regretting stopping Solus's ritual, but there are multiple sides to everything. Okay, and this introduces you now to the wardrobe in your room. which is the same exact thing. It's just no longer up there by where Varric was when we started. And now you also have the opportunity to enter decoration mode, which allows you to swap your decorations and change any of the things that you have and put them in different spots throughout the room if you want. So another nice little touch. Easy to program, but gives people some more options. I'm not going to go up to Varric yet. Okay, now we picked up some, and these are what I was looking for. So I guess this chest got lost in the Fade, or someone shepherded it to our doorstep. Is it just me, or does the armor look familiar, like something an old friend would wear? Harding. There's a clue in that name. Shepherd. Whoops, I need to go upstairs. Back to the wardrobe. And now we have something new. The Spectre of Battles Past. Okay. This is a new set that they added in with the patch. And I don't know if there's a helmet. Yeah, there is. And I think that's it. Oh, and the casual wear. Okay. All of these are from the Beyond the Stars pack. This all comes from, this is all N7 based. N7 is the Mass Effect entity that Colonel Shepard was always part of, or that Shepard, I should say, without the rank, was always a part of. They've added it into the pack now. So once you get to this point and you have unlocked your wardrobe being down there, then it opens up these 3 Mass Effect throwback type of pieces. So I'll leave them on. You know, it's kind of interesting. I am looking forward to the next Mass Effect installment, which you can go read about if you'd like. Now we'll head out here and see if we have any... Oh, actually, one more thing before we do is the workshop. So the Caretaker's Workshop is what allows you to upgrade items. Okay, so it's going to unlock a way for you to increase statistics by using crafting materials to do it. And like it says here, finding another version of an existing item will increase its stats and unlock new properties. We saw that already once. Okay, and you can also empower the workshop. As you collect mementos out in the world, you can upgrade the workshop, and that will increase the number of enchantments and the power levels that are available inside of the workshop. So, for instance, the Worn Sash here, if we add in 4 cloth and 2 wood, we can increase or put this up to +1, and that would increase our healing up to 430. So, another, what is that, 7.5% increase in your healing. And that's how these things work. You can upgrade items not just for you, but for your companions as well. At this early stage, for me, I'm not going to go through a lot of this. I'm still finding items all the time. And you'll quickly find out here in the early game that spending the resources to upgrade something, and then you find something that's just flat out better right around the corner, is going to happen quite a bit. I am going to be utilizing the upgrade workshop here to do things like that, but just not as much right now in this early stage of the game. So now taking a look out here, so we have Harding, who definitely wants to talk to us, and we will go do that. Knave doesn't want to talk to us, so let's turn around behind us and go talk to Harding.
Toldar, it's a tunnel. Veilguard, Velos Atreidim. But Velos Atreidim is nothing like Isatunal.
Isatunal? I remember. After you touched the dagger, the prayer, the proclamation, Isatunal. What exactly are you proclaiming?
They don't remember. No one remembers. We don't even know what we lost.
Harding, are you in there?
I'm sorry, what?
What does Isatunal actually mean?
Isatunal is an affirmation, a statement of existence, of being. It means, I am here. But no, not I. I is singular, but it isn't. We either. We is multiple, but also separate.
What?
Isatunal is the eternal hymn that encompasses all time. All spaces. I am, we are, this and that, here, there, now, and forever.
Okay. Whatever works for you.
Words aren't enough. It's hard to put into words something you just feel. I'm certain Isatunal describes how we, the dwarves, once were. But none of the books say anything about it. None of the histories are right. If we forgot something so important, what else did we forget?
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I don't expect you to have an answer. Thanks for letting me babble, by the way.
Anytime. That's what I'm here for.
So a little bit more learning about what Harding is going through. Like I say, dwarves cannot use magic, so this is obviously a strange thing. But having it happen to her is going to take some sorting out. And here we can change the monument. So you're going to unlock these as you go. An Ogre here is did I not select it? I didn't. Apply and then escape. So it'll change the monument to something else. Again, just another decoration type thing. Fun and interesting thing to deal with. And nobody out here. Yeah, I've already explored all of that. But where is... Oh, she's back there. She's working inside. down. Don't think you can... Oh, you can talk to her, yes.
Oh, Rook! Hello! I've never seen an alluvium like this before. Not intact, anyways. Fascinating.
Okay, nothing else here. You're going to see an expanded version of this once we talk to Varric. So let's go ahead and do that.
So Solus told the truth about the gods.
You heard? It's bad, Varric. If you'd seen Demeter's crossing.
The team needs to act fast. And it can't do that with me leading from a bed. You've got to take point on this.
I can't do what you do. I've barely been holding it together in the short time you've been out.
You don't need to do what I do. You just need to get it done. Rook, when I put this team together, what did I look for? A detective to find the Dreadwolf, and a scout to get us the lay of the land. Exactly the people he'd expect me to recruit. Disciplined, predictable. And then there's you. Remember when we first met, kid? I watched you pick apart an entire Antam patrol in Treviso. They outnumbered you 20 to 1.
They were overconfident. I took advantage.
Which no one else did. Crows didn't appreciate the heat it brought down, but you've got a knack, kid.
For what?
Finding a way through the wildest shit I've ever seen. With a plan that no one expects. On the best day of his life, Solus wouldn't see you coming, Rook. And don't worry. I'll still be here to talk if you need me.
There is something. Demeter's crossing was awful. While we were there, we found one survivor, the mayor.
You left him to fend for himself.
Not everyone was happy about my decision. We're just starting out and I'm already losing their trust.
The key to earning the team's trust isn't to only make decisions everyone agrees with. It's showing the team that they can tell you whatever's on their mind, even if they think you're full of crap. And know you'll listen.
Did Nev tell you about me talking to Solus and the Fade?
I had some good arguments with Chuckles back in the day. I can't imagine being stuck with him in my head. But how are you feeling about it?
I love the fact that he calls him Chuckles.
It doesn't matter how I feel about it. We can't stop the gods without what he knows.
And there you go. You don't have to love him to deal with him.
He also asked me to tell you that he regrets what happened. Hurting you, I mean.
Chuckles is sentimental. He could burn the world down, and the thing that would make him cry is a single flower with blackened petals.
When I took over at the ritual site, I had to make a call on who came with me to knock over that statue. It was the first decision I made leading this team, and Nev got hurt because of it.
You made a decision with the best information you had. Sometimes you do that, and people end up hurt. Or worse.
What would you have done?
What would I have done? Probably gotten myself killed and failed to stop the ritual if you hadn't stepped in. A good leader isn't someone who never makes mistakes. It's someone who admits when they make one. That's how you earn their trust.
Boy, that whole conversation has me flashbacks to my military days being an NCO. It's entirely correct.
I'll let you get some rest.
You're gonna be fine, Rook. Hey, one last thing before you go. I've been racking my brain thinking of contacts who might help us with these gods.
You got any ideas?
Nothing. But being a leader isn't about having all the answers yourself. It's about knowing who does. Nev has connections to a whole world that Harding and I barely know. Might be worth talking to her.
Will do. Thanks, Varric.
Anytime.
Alright, so let's bring everybody together. Didn't know you could end up there. Go talk to Nev real quick.
Hey, Nev. Hi, Wisps.
Yeah, they're still here, but you're here for leads. You want allies to go after the gods? I've got places to look, if we can get anywhere but Arlathan.
Balara's working on it. What have you got?
Let's start with the angles we know. The gods are corrupt magic personified. Who do we hire to fight that? First, the Antivan Crows. We've got you. But if one assassin's good...
Why not two? You have someone in mind?
Your most feared mage killer, the Demon of Virantium.
A specialist. Between the two of us, maybe we can find a godly weakness.
Here's hoping. The demon got his nickname taking out blood mages and Venatori. There's been fewer stories in recent years, but your bosses would know.
The Talons? They're gonna give me an earful.
If you want to look elsewhere.
I'll set up a meeting. What else?
A trip home.
Back to Minrathous.
Capital city and heart of Tevinter. An empire of mages that knows a thing or two about corrupt magic.
Tevinter authority...
Won't help and can't be trusted, which is why we talk to the Shadow Dragons. They're a resistance group that fights slavers, blood magic, and imperial corruption. They've got eyes and ears everywhere, including mine. If the gods enter the Empire, we might get something. Besides, I owe them an update.
Are they all mages?
Tevinter might prize its mages, but the Shadows accept anyone. We've all got a stake in the cause.
These people sound great. I mean, if they're anything like you.
No one's as good as they seem. But they try.
So, we talk to the Crows in Antiva and the Shadow Dragons in Minrathous.
I wouldn't mind checking in on my neighborhood either. If Balara's ready for us.
Yeah. Should check how things are going.
So now we're going to be presented with a choice. To get to Treviso or Docktown. And for me, I'm going to, since I chose the Antivan Crows as my background, like I say, we're going to have a couple of choices here. I'm going to go with Sea of Blood, because I'm going to find a way to Treviso and kind of head down that quest line. But first, we're going to head into the Crossroads.
Almost there. I just have to... Shit! Sorry.
Can I help?
No, I got it. Mostly, mirrors are funny things, aren't they? Reflections. They distort reality, no matter what you try. And there's the trick. Control that distortion. There you have it.
What is that place?
If I had to guess, it's the Fade. Another part of it, I mean.
Didn't Morrigan say this Alluvian could go anywhere? Didn't think that meant elsewhere in the Fade.
She called it the Vir of Us. Freedom of ways. I wonder...
Maybe Morrigan got this one wrong, or misspoke?
Morrigan can be a little inscrutable sometimes, but she chooses her words very carefully.
Some of the older texts talk about a place in the Fade where all the Illuvians meet. A crossroads where you could travel across all of Thedas in just minutes.
Right. We saw something similar when we were chasing Solus. I wonder if it's the same.
It is alike, and it is not.
Either you found some way to get into the lighthouse without us seeing, or you've been here all along. Not sure which one worries me more.
The Wolf's Fang. You carry it now. Old paths. A new journey. Through there. I will wait.
Well, can't tell if that's a trap or not. But we're short on options. One way to find out.
And it didn't feel dangerous, you know? Almost more sad.
We have no idea what or who they are. So let's be careful. We need to be ready for anything.
And we still don't know what this Illuvian's gonna do. One of us should probably stay behind in case it closes.
Good point.
Just tell us when you're ready to go, Rook, and then we can figure out what's going on.
Okay, and this is what we're going to do for the last 30 minutes of the stream here. We're going to explore the Crossroads. Okay, we're going to leave Harding and Nev in our party. You can change the party out and add Balara if you would like. We're not going to. It just, from a lore sense, it makes sense if something goes wrong here, like she said, to have somebody back here to take care of it. And besides, we have a good combo with our abilities here.
Hello again. Who are you?
A caretaker. I go where I am needed, Dweller. Now, I am here.
And where is here?
The Crossroads.
Can you help us? I get the feeling this is no place to get lost.
The Evanurus hunger for the Crossroads. Their influence is spreading. Blight, death, madness. They send their minions to claim this place. The Crossroads is in a time of need, Dweller. I cannot protect you.
You don't have to. If you're standing against the gods, then consider us reinforcements.
Okay, and what they said there is very true. There are enemies that have infiltrated the Crossroads from various other Evanurus that are around here, and so you're not going to have free reign to go wherever you want inside the Crossroads. You're going to run into some opposition occasionally while you're here. Okay, there are going to be other future things that you'll be able to open up as you make your way through this.
The gods want to cut us off from the Crossroads.
Okay, so again, no way to go this way yet.
This dock seems steady. So you can ferry us to the other islands.
Winds await, dweller.
I'll take that as a yes.
We sail.
And now we're going to get to do some exploring here.
The spirits here were driven out. Refugees now from the gods' minions. I have summoned the guardians of the Crossroads to protect them. Beware. The guardians repel all interlopers.
So we're interlopers too?
Okay, again, unlocked a fast travel point here. And looking around behind me, nothing back here. And again, fast traveling to the other waypoints. But this is where we want to be. There's any way that I know of to get up on top of those platforms.
The Fade Tear. That's where they're breaking through.
Gods and their fade tearing. Let's cut them off!
Strike them again!
They're aiming for us!
Fight on!
Okay, so we've got some Tevinter here that are fighting. We can let the Guardians handle quite a bit of it. Okay, but eventually we're going to have to end up fighting them. Okay, might as well throw a combo in here.
That's a win.
Dweller, this binding can be thwarted. Find the answer.
So here you can see requires champion essence. That should let you know that there's probably something that you have to kill to unlock it.
We're not alone.
And again, we are not, so there are Tevinter.
All right, everyone.
And some of the enemies here will respawn. So it's a continuous way for you to rank up, just albeit very, very slowly. So it's not really a way you're going to sit here and farm for a bunch of years to unlock all of this stuff. But you will get do like the takedowns, by the way. Very, very cool animations that they've added in. Okay, and here is a new thing that you're going to see. The Lyrium dagger gives us access to any companion, whether they're in the party or not, to be able to utilize a certain item. In this case, it would be Balara that would be utilized to fix this broken device, but since she's not here, we can use the Lyrium dagger to bring her abilities into our party, so to speak. Okay, and that's what this is exactly what it's telling you here. And yeah, that's right, Philip. Most of what's here in the Crossroads is going to be main story locked. We are, as Philip said, going to be able to unlock an area with champion essence, and that is something that we will definitely be able to see here as we continue to explore a lot of this area. You're going to get doors that are locked from this side, and you have to open them from the other. Currently inaccessible. So again, write that down in your log that you're going to keep. Be able to come back to it. And then up here, heading back this way. Takes us right back into that area where we were. Okay, so we have pretty much cleared out this side. There is... Did I not bring that ladder down? Oh no, it's right there. That's the one that takes me up. Okay. Now heading back where we came in. You can take a look at the other side. And again, more unlock here.
Bring it, the gods shall be denied.
And we can head over to this side.
What's this? It looks like an entryway.
Okay. So down here takes you to the Labs Below quest.
What's going on here?
Is that spirit of prisoner?
You're awake. How's your head? The guards really knocked you about.
Well, it's...
Do you remember our mission? Gillinane's lab. The wolf sent us to infiltrate her testing grounds. Things didn't go perfectly to plan, but the wolf smuggled in help. A key. If you can fight, grab the key and we'll run for it. Just be ready for whatever the witch has in store.
It's like all she sees is another ancient elf. One of Solus's agents? This is a memory. We're seeing Solus's past.
Ah, freedom. We'll move faster if we split up. See you ahead.
Okay, and that's what this is. This is one of Solus's memories. Okay. And this is not necessarily an easy place to be in. Okay, there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen down here, and there are some pretty decent fights against a lot of enemies. simultaneously. Okay, the important ones to keep track of are the explodey bits. Okay, if you get yourself into trouble, keep an eye on them. They can do a lot of damage in a very, very short amount of time. So if you need to fall back, then do so. Try not to get yourself trapped. Okay, and we're gonna have her throw Icebreaker at that one. I don't need anything else but just to get my health up. With so many Blight attacking you at the same, or Shadow Spawn attacking you at the same time, it's hard to dodge all of them. Because their attacks are not synchronized at all. So you can find yourself dodging quite a bit and not paying attention to other things. It's really important that you can multitask through this fight here. Because again, you don't want the exploders to get close enough to you to cause a lot of damage. Okay, so focus on what's near you, but when you get a break, always focus out towards them, because they are the ones that will end this fight for you.
We need to find our way out before Gillenane finds us.
And we'll go back and pick up that. We'll get Soothing Potion working.
Wolf, you came for us. Your key was enough.
This unnatural corruption demanded my personal attention. It is strong. It has already blocked the escape route I had planned. We will need another way to the surface.
Let's all split up and find it.
I will destroy what corruption I can. You must cut through these monstrosities before Gillenane unleashes something worse.
Solus sounded rattled.
The Blight really had him scared.
Okay, so I'm going to head down this way just to take a look. And we have a Caretaker Power Memento. And this is what he was talking about earlier, is that we have a way to upgrade the Caretaker and what he can and can't do. So always be on the lookout for those things as you go through this. And again, another one of these rooms.
You see boundless creation and choose to destroy it? Learn respect for the life that will succeed you.
She's using the testing grounds against us.
Okay, now this is a puzzle room. And you can kind of see how it works. You can see that we have more of these things that we need to break. But we can't find one here. We're ultimately trying to go through that door, and whichever way this is facing is the door that's going to open. So we'll go to this way first. A quick look around. I think this one's done. Yeah, this is the last one. Okay, so it comes all the way through this room, heads into there, and you can see it. Continuing on into here. Okay, and went in behind there. And there's the last one.
Time to go. Free.
And let's make sure I didn't miss anything
Perhaps you and your
in
allies
this room
want
here.
more study.
No, we're good.
We got company. We broke through to Gillinane's prize specimens.
If this is what Darkspawn looked like when Gillinane was experimenting, then...
Maybe the Darkspawn we've been seeing aren't new. Maybe they're old.
Okay, door is locked behind me. So let's get this going. And as you go through this, the enemies are going to... their experimental blight. So the shadow or the Darkspawn are going to be having additional powers that you're normally not used to seeing them have. And that's what's going to start making this quite a bit more difficult.
Here, the blessing you denied.
Help me! Ah! Damn! Gillinane got her.
And so we're going to wait before we go up here and make sure that Harding's got her skills back. Okay. If it's going to let me cheese it, I'm going to cheese it. So that's one down. Or was. Okay, we need to at least stun him so that we can deal with the other enemies first. Because we definitely want to get rid of... Come on. Him. Oh, what am I? Stuck? Oh, come on. Alright, now it's one-on-one, and that is substantially easier. Looks like my companions beat on him quite a bit too, which is great. Okay, we'll wait for Harding's ability to come back. Remember, I've got my ultimate too, so we'll keep that in mind as we get into what we're going to find up here. Because, yeah, this whole thing is not an easy place to be. Not going to lie. If you're not ready for it. Definitely save this until a little bit later. You don't have to be here. Do I have... No, I don't. I was just looking at the icon above her head.
You would unleash a blight on this world and call it a masterwork! You, who are the most sensitive of us!
All that I am belongs to the pursuit of creation. You chose to constrain yourself. I must climb to the heights only understood by gods. I go now to join them.
Wolf. You are greater than any of them. Please, help me. Come on. Be the god she needs. Help her.
I am so sorry I failed you. There is only one way I can help you now.
Wolf.
This place and the corruption within it must be eradicated. No trace can be allowed to spread. Go. Your work here is done. There is no need for you to witness what I must do.
It's over. Solus destroyed the lab, the blight that was here, and his agent.
I'm sure he sees some greater good. The people in his way to get there, not as much.
This fragment might tell us more.
And you get a wolf statuette for a piece of the past. That's something that you'll be able to display. And again, we got some more Veil Jumper strength and leveled up. So let's take a look at our points here. And we're going to have a choice here between critical damage and maximum necrosis stack. I'll probably end up at critical damage. Oops. Go back here and look. Nothing. Okay. So let's head back up here to the top real quick, and this will probably be a good point for us to end the live stream today once we get back up here to the top. So now you kind of realize where we are. Okay, this is over here next to where we've already explored with this energy beam here, opening up that side. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to drop a save here at this point. And we're going to end the live stream today. This is a good point for us to do it. We're going to continue on with unlocking that area down there in front of us. That's the main point of this. To do that, we need to gain access to that side over there to bring the beam up there. And you'll kind of see how all of that goes and how we collect that champion essence as we go through this. So it's going to be a fun time as we continue to go through the Crossroads and then, more importantly, get into Treviso. And it's a spot that I really, really like. The aesthetics of it are amazing. Besides, it's also the Antivan Crows, so I get to go back home, so to speak. So on that note, I want to thank you all for being here. As always, the support that you continue to show to me is crazy. And yes, truly, I am certainly keeping my eye on Exodus. If you haven't signed up, I believe in one of my community posts a while ago on the channel, in the community tab, I put up a link to go sign up for the notices about it. There's been a lot of trailers and introductions coming out that we get in your email about it. But yeah, looks fun. But as always, thank you all for the support, because without your support, none of this would be possible. This is Commander Joel saying